Hello, this is Michelle with the Glimmers of Intuition. Thank you, and I'm glad you're here. Sorry I look like the Hot Mess Express. I just got out of a spin class, but I was inspired to kind of create this video because I think a lot of us suffer in silence in the sense that we think that there's something wrong with us, or we think that we're not good enough, or and I think especially around the holidays, like it kind of like brings up shame and just a lot of kind of, even though they come up, doesn't necessarily they mean that they're your emotions. And what I mean by that is it kind of triggers a story in you, and it's not even something that's going on currently, but it's in the past, whether it be, you weren't able to, and I apologize, I have a zoo behind me with the cat and the dog. But in any event, and I think that we hold on to these stories that aren't even ours, that there were, either a family member, a friend, or whatever. It doesn't even matter where they came from. What matters is the awareness that you hold that they're no longer your story. And as you keep, diving into that, that is where you change the narrative for your life. Whereas if you didn't have success in love, you will have success in love. And it could even be with your specific person. Maybe it's somebody that you're in no contact with right now, or somebody that you're in contact with, but the dichotomy, the dynamics of your relationship just isn't where you want it to be. And when I created this channel, I had started the journey of, wanting to have healthier relationships, not just with, an intimate partner, but just with friends, and kind of allowing more good into my life rather than bad. And I finally realized that the common denominator was me, and it was my mindset. And when I started to clean that up, that's when things in my life started to change for the good. Like I went back to school. I was never a great student, and the fact that I completed a degree in, web development was paramount for me. And it continues to open doors for me, and it allows me to kind of tap into my nerd side that I just love about myself. But what I wanted to get on here and say that you are good enough, and it is that simple, telling yourself that, keep telling yourself that, sometimes when you feel like, and a trigger is just an old story that's kind of taking over and trying to allow, our minds are so powerful, and allowing you to think that it's happening now. And that just kind of goes back to primitive times as to how when we used to live in caves, the subconscious is there to protect you. But now you can kind of train it to be in your favor, and how you do this is you tell a new story. You interrupt that thought process. You say, no, I may have had, X, Y, and Z before, or I may have gone through a divorce, or I may have been cheated on before, but that's not going to be my experience now. And then what I've realized too, that coming from, a very unhealthy marriage, and there was cheating and all these other just unhealthy behaviors, rather than, point the finger, I went within and was like, okay, what story was I telling myself to allow myself to be in this situation, to allow, my now ex-husband to feel that he could treat me that way? And that has been very liberating. And it's been liberating in the sense that I don't hold any negativity towards him. Of course, we get married to stay married. We don't get married to get divorced. And that aspect was sad, and especially because I have children. But what I've realized coming out on the other side is that you can create something better. And I've done that. And it started with me within, and you hear these silly, and it's so true, when you start loving yourself and you start treating yourself with the love and respect that you're wanting to receive, that's when it all kind of comes in. And it's not only in kind of, you know, with your love life, but I'm talking about with your friendships start to be more enhanced. Your career starts to becoming more enriched, and opportunities come in that you never really thought of before, but because you're putting the focus on yourself rather than outward, you know. And if you're doing this, you know, if you're new to this kind of looking at this perspective, just be gentle with yourself, you know, be gentle with the fact that you're operating at a different, you know, place. And that's why you're, you know, you're getting anxiety or you're getting triggered, is because it comes from the fact that you're not used to that. So your brain, when it's not used to something, is wanting to protect you. It doesn't know that it's actually enriching you. So I just wanted to get on here and say that. And also too, I'll make sure that I stay consistent with this channel, because I really do appreciate all of you. And I think we're up to 39 subscribers, and I'm excited about that. So thank you for being here. And until the next video, take care.